Hi, my name is Vince Hearn and I'm from the Guitar Academy in Petersfield. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to restring an electric guitar. To get started, you're first going to need a spare set of strings. You're also going to need some wire cutters and you're also going to need a string winder. So let's get started. So first of all, we've got to remove the old strings. What I've done here is to stop the guitar from getting scratched. I've actually just rested it on a gig bag, or you can lay down a towel or some sort of soft material. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my string winder and then I'm going to put it on each one of these tuning pegs here, and I'm actually going to basically turn it towards me to basically loosen each of the strings. Okay, so just take all of the strings off, just loosen them off with the string winder. This is always really good to do rather than cutting the strings off themselves, because obviously what you might do is actually over tighten your tuning pegs over time. So it's good to exercise them by actually slackening each of them off to remove your strings. So what I'm going to do is, now the strings are nice and loose, I'm just going to get my wire cutters and I'm just going to cut them right in the middle. Oh, might need a bit more of that. Cool. So now we've cut our strings, just grab each one and just unravel it and then discard the strings. Okay, so now we've cut all the strings, what we need to do is just push them out the back of the guitar. Some of them might be a bit stiff, so just give them a little bit of a wiggle and then just drag them out this end. Good thing about cutting the strings midway up the guitar is that we don't have any feathered edges at the end of the strings, so they're easy to pull through the back of the guitar. So while the strings are off, this would actually be a good opportunity to give your guitar a little bit of a clean. So just get some furniture polish or some actually guitar specialist polish and just give it a bit of a dust and a bit of a clean. The next thing we need to do is actually restring the guitar. So I've got my pack of strings, I've got my set of Diodario 9s here. Reason why I like these is they're colour coded, so I can't possibly get the strings in the wrong order or get anything wrong. So once we've got the strings off the guitar, what we need to do is get our fresh set of strings and just feed them through the holes at the back of the guitar. Again, you might actually get stuck on the way through, but just give it a little bit of a wiggle and then pull it through the front. And simply repeat this process for every single string. Okay, so what we need to do now is actually thread the string up the body of the guitar and up the fretboard, and then obviously put it through the machine heads one by one. One thing we can do though to stop us from getting too many wraps around the machine head itself is to actually put it in the second machine head to kind of mark where we're going to basically put it through. So what I'm going to do is put it through the second machine head and just bend the string. Then I'm going to pull it out. You see there's a little kink in there. And then I'm going to put it through the correct machine head there. So this gives me the kind of right amount of excess. Then what I'll do, just press my finger on the first fret, holding the string in the groove in the nut. Then I'm going to get my trusty string winder and start wrapping it round. As it comes round, I'm going to help the string over the other strings, so it basically wraps down. So rather than this excess going underneath, I just want to help it along by pushing it over the top. Then continue to tighten the string round the machine head itself. So I'll just keep doing that until all of the string takes up the slack. And then that gives us two nice neat wraps round the machine head itself. Then using my wire cutters, I'll just cut off the excess string. Then what we need to do is just repeat this process. If restringing at any point goes wrong, you can obviously just pull it out and start again. Okay, so there's our restrung electric guitar, all nice and neat. So, what next thing you want to do is obviously put it into tune. One thing electric guitars will do, well any guitar, acoustic as well actually, when you've restrung it is it will go out of tune quite a lot. So what you want to do is, as you're tuning the guitar, is tune it once, grab the string and just give it a little pull. Just tug each of the strings off the fretboard. Then tune it again, and then you'll probably notice it will go out of tune. But if you just repeat this process, just gently tugging on each of the strings a couple of times, you'll actually find that you bed the strings in quicker. And therefore, when you tune it, it'll eventually stop slipping out of tune as quickly as it has been. Another thing to say as well is, although I just introduced that I was going to restring this guitar with gauge 9s, you can obviously choose whatever gauge string you want. Most guitars from the shop actually come with a gauge 10 string, so if you've just bought a guitar and you're happy with the way that it feels, then obviously buy a gauge 10 and then refit those. But if you're thinking, oh, quite like some lighter strings, something a little bit thinner to play with, then gauge 9 is quite good. You can fit that without compromising any of the setup of the guitar. Or if you want to go the other direction and put thicker strings on, this is also possible. But thicker strings can sometimes mean that you have to actually adjust various parts of the guitar or get it reset up. So approach with caution, and if you have any doubts, then contact a qualified guitar technician. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.